This week I'm joined by Joe Bennett as we look ahead to facing Derby on Friday night. But first, Joe, back after the first international break of the season, what did you get up to?
Went to London just to get away with the family and stuff. Yeah, and just had a nice time in London, and then obviously we've been training this week and getting ready for the game on Friday against Derby. Yeah.
Nice chance to reset and look back at the start of the season. Looking at it now, what are your thoughts to the way we've kicked off this campaign?
Yeah, I think we've done all right. I think obviously coming back down from the Premier League, I think a lot of the fans expected for us to start off like we did when we went up. I mean, we went on a run of games of 5 wins, I think, at the start of the season, and I think a lot of people expected us to do that straight away. But it's difficult. Teams are used to how we play now, so yeah, it's been difficult, but we've grinded out results and got a few draws, so hopefully we can push on now and pick up some more points.
I mean, it's a big thing, isn't it, expectation, especially from the fans, especially with like social media where they can be so vocal and let their thoughts and expectations be seen and heard. How do you cope with that?
Yeah, I mean, there's pressure and expectation from the fans. It's a bit different, obviously, now to when we first went up and we got promoted, because I don't think anyone expected us to do that when we did get promoted. But no, this time there's a lot more pressure, and yeah, you just got to deal with it as a footballer. You get that, and how you deal with it, and how you play on a weekend is, yeah, you just got to get into your mindset that we need to be winning games, especially at home, and hopefully we can kick on now, as I said, and get some more 3 points.
I'm looking ahead to the next month in general with Derby, Middlesbrough and Hull, so it's going to be a tough month with some crucial games in there, but not just in terms of getting those points on the board, in terms of resetting and getting the promotion bid back on track. I mean, is that still the end goal? Yeah,
definitely. I mean, we want to go straight back up. It's going to be difficult. It was difficult last time, but we just grinded out results last time, and we made home games really tough for teams to come to the stadium and try and get points off us, and that was how we succeeded. The year we went up, we were really good at home, and we've got to try and do that this season.
Off to Pride Park then on Friday night. Derby will be looking to get their promotion bid back on track as well. It'll be a tough game. What are we expecting? Yeah,
tough game. It's always tough at Derby, especially away, and we've just got to go there with the mentality that we can get some points off them. And I mean, our aim is 3 points, but at the same time, you don't want to go there, especially after international break, and get off to a loss. We'll be going up there to get 3 points, and yeah, hopefully we can do that.
Now, the last time we went up to Pride Park, we lost 3-1, but the time before, 1-4-3. So historically, it's a game that's been plentiful of goals. Do you enjoy those sort of fixtures?
Yeah, not obviously we want to keep a clean sheet, but I mean, if it's an entertaining game and we win, then I'll take that. But yeah, I think as I said, our success from the previous season where we went up, we had a lot of clean sheets. I think that's what the coaching staff tell us. We need a certain amount of clean sheets to get promoted, and we have aims to do that this season. I mean, I think the back four is good enough. Flinty's come in and done really well. And then obviously Moser and Peltz and me have played together for a while now, so that understanding is there already, yeah.
And of course, after Derby, we've got Middlesbrough. Now, you've already expressed your enjoyment for home games, but when it's one of your former teams, especially the team that you kick-started your career with, how do you enjoy coming up against your former teams?
Yeah.
Or not?
No, I do, to be fair, yeah. I've had a few former teams, so Middlesbrough is obviously close to my heart, and where I started in the academy there, and it's always nice to play Middlesbrough, and I mean they're normally up there at the end of the season as well. Been up there for the last few years, playoffs, and obviously getting into the Premier League previously. So no, that'll be an exciting game for me, definitely.
Great. Well, thanks, Joe. That's it for now from the football front. Let's take a few questions from the fans over to Twitter. Our first one comes in from Joe Corley. He's asking, what age did you start playing football?
As soon as I could walk, really, yeah. I was playing in the house, so obviously my family was really sporty, and a bit like my son's now, really, playing in the house, and he's only 4, and that's kind of what I was like as well. And then ended up playing Sunday League football, and then got scouted for Middlesbrough, and that was like under 8s, under 9s, I think it was. So I was playing for Middlesbrough Academy as a striker back then, so that was good, and then gradually got moved back and back to left back, and yeah, I've been there ever since.
I'm glad you mentioned that your family was sporty, because I read online actually that you dabbled in a bit of golf and tennis and netball as a youngster.
Yeah, it was a bit of everything really. My mum was a netball coach at school, so I used to have to go after school and make up the numbers with netball and stuff. So
couldn't be all bad.
No, it was good. I enjoyed it. And then my sister's she played netball as well, and my dad played football. So and I like a bit of everything: tennis, golf. Yeah, do what I can.
Do you still play tennis or golf?
I don't play golf just because the weather's terrible. But yeah, I had tennis lessons for a little bit. But since moving to Cardiff, I've not played that much now.
Yeah. Our next question from Eddie Brown. What is your main tip for a young fullback?
I think probably learn to defend early on. Me as an attacking left back, kind of growing up, early days, I just kind of forgot about my defensive duties and just try to get on the ball and get forward. But I think when you get to a certain level, you need to know how to defend, like the basics, so I'd say that, yeah, definitely.
Learn how to defend. For a defender, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Next question from Joss Edwards. What's your favourite thing about Cardiff City as a club?
Everything really, yeah. I like living in Cardiff. I live just outside of Cardiff, but I mean, just being happy off the pitch. My family's settled, kids are settled, and I think it's important when you're happy off the pitch, helps you perform on the pitch. Yeah.
I actually read a question from someone asking how their Welsh is coming on. Do you boys speak Welsh?
They do a little bit. My eldest, he kind of sings in Welsh. He sings a lot of songs in Welsh, which I don't know, but he tries to teach me them. But yeah, a little bit here and there, yeah.
Oh, good. And our last question is from Matt. He's asking, do you think that the Premier League has helped you to develop into a better player?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Obviously it's going to help anyone develop, whoever plays there, because I mean, it's no disrespect, but it's at a different level to Championship football. Better players, and I thought I did all right last season on a whole, and definitely improved defensively. Obviously, you have not as much as the ball in the Premier League, and you've got to learn how to communicate and stay tight as a unit defensively. And definitely helped me and improved me, and hopefully I can take that into this season. Yeah.
And now you've had a taste of the top flight. I suppose that just propels you again now, doesn't it?
Yeah,
just
I mean,
to get back there.
Yeah, everyone wants to play in the Premier League, and I mean, I'm no different. I want to play there, play with the best players, and that's our aim this season. I think we can, if we can do that, it'd be a massive achievement. Yeah.
What would you say your fondest memory of last season would be?
Last season, yeah, I think just playing regularly. I think the game, I didn't play, but the game at Leicester away, that was a massive game. And, Victor's goal at the end, that was probably one of the highlights of the season, yeah.
Good. Well, thanks for coming in, Joe.
All right.
That's all we've got time for. And keep an eye on our socials. We'll be letting you know which player we're having in next week, so you can get your questions in. But for now, thanks for watching.